Hello, everyone, and a very warm welcome. As students of the Europe Hotel School, you're on the cutting edge of our industry. And today, we're going to pull back the curtain on something absolutely crucial, something that decides a hotel's success long before the first guest even walks through the door. We're talking about pre-opening revenue management. Think of it as the secret blueprint for making sure a new hotel is profitable from the moment it opens.
So let me ask you this. Picture a brand new hotel. The paint is still fresh, there's no guest history, just hundreds of empty waiting rooms. How do you start making money before anyone even stays there? That's the big question, right? And it's the whole point of pre-opening revenue management. It's really about the magic of turning what's essentially still a construction site into a money-making business on day one.
All right, so how do we do it? We're going to walk through a 5-step blueprint. First, the strategy. Then we'll build the price architecture, engineer the systems, activate the distribution channels, and finally, launch for success. Let's jump right into the first part.
Okay, Section 1, the pre-opening RM strategy. This is all about going from a basic concept to a real competitive edge. This is the foundation. Everything else is built on top of this, and it all happens way before you even think about selling a room. So, what are we really talking about here? Well, it is so much more than just picking a price for a room. It's about crafting the entire rate strategy from the ground up. It's about doing deep dives into your competition. And crucially, it's about building the whole technical backbone you'll need to sell those rooms to anyone, anywhere in the world, right from the get-go. The best way to think about it, you're not just learning to drive the car, you are literally building the engine.
And this is a really important difference to get your head around. You know, once a hotel is open, revenue management is all about reacting. It's about optimizing, tweaking prices based on what's happening right now. But pre-opening, that's totally different. It's all about strategy and setup. It's the difference between being an architect designing the skyscraper and being the pilot flying the plane. Two very different jobs.
So who's in charge of all this? That would be the Director of Revenue Management, or the DORM. And their job, right at the beginning, is mission critical. First, they have to become experts on the competition. What are they charging? Who are they selling to? Then, they have to set that all-important opening price. And man, this is a tough balancing act. If you set it too low, you look cheap, and it's hard to ever raise your rates. But if you set it too high, nobody books, and your launch just fizzles. The real trick is to get those great early bookings to build momentum without giving away the farm long-term.
Okay, that brings us perfectly into part 2, building your price architecture. This is where we get into the nitty-gritty of defining what you sell and for exactly how much.
Now, this architecture is made up of a few key building blocks. You've got your best available rate, the bar. That's your standard, everyday, flexible price that everyone sees. Then you have your negotiated corporate rates, right? That's how you lock in that steady business travel. You'll also cook up some promotional packages, think grand opening special, to create some excitement. And you'll build in smart rules, like maybe a 2-night minimum on a busy weekend, to make sure you're maximizing your revenue when demand is high. And let me tell you, you have to get this part perfect. The details here are everything. I mean, look at this. A single error can lead to significant revenue loss before you've welcomed your first guest. Just think about that. One tiny mistake in how your rates are set up, and suddenly you've got different prices on different websites, you're accidentally selling rooms you don't have. It's a complete nightmare. And it can cost you a fortune before you've even unlocked the front door. This leads us right into Section 3, engineering the revenue systems. Okay, this is the really techie part, but it's the absolute backbone of your whole strategy. It's like building this central nervous system that connects the hotel's brain to the rest of the world. And there's a really clear, logical flow to how this works. Step 1, you define that whole rate structure we just talked about. Step 2, you load all of that into your main hotel systems, your PMS and CRS. Step 3, you connect or map those systems to all the places you're going to sell rooms online. And the final, most important step, you test it. You stress test the whole thing to find every single bug before a real customer ever sees it. Now, the unsung hero of this whole technical process is a piece of software called the Channel Manager. Honestly, you can think of it as the air traffic controller for your hotel. It's this piece of tech that sits in the middle and automatically sends out all your correct rates, how many rooms you have left, and all your rules to every single website you sell on. Expedia, Booking.com, you name it, all at the same time. It's what keeps you from going crazy and ensures everyone sees the same information. All right, so the internal engine is built and tested. Now it's time for Phase 4, activating the global distribution channels. This is where we plug our hotel into the world and actually start reaching travelers. So when you're a brand new hotel, where do your first bookings come from?
Well, your channel mix usually looks something like this. You see a big chunk, maybe 45%, coming from OTAs, online travel agencies. Why? Because they give you instant visibility when nobody knows who you are yet. But the long-term play is to get that direct number way up, because bookings on your own website are way more profitable. And of course, you use the GDS, the Global Distribution Systems, to get in front of all those corporate travel agents.
And you can see here, each of these channels has its own pros and cons. It's always a trade-off. OTAs are your megaphone. They're great for getting your name out there to vacationers. But wow, they take a big commission, so your profit is lower. The GDS is your corporate handshake. It gets you in the door with business travel. But really, the holy grail, as they say, is direct. When a guest books on your website, you build a relationship, you build loyalty, and best of all, you keep all the money. No commission. And that brings us to the final piece of the puzzle, Phase 5, launching for financial success. This is the final countdown, where everything we've built comes together for the big day.
In this last stretch, timing is absolutely everything. It's like a perfectly choreographed dance. Your sales and marketing team creates this huge wave of buzz and excitement, and you time it so that wave crests on the exact day you flip the switch and go open for sale. That's the moment people can actually book a room. So all that hype you've built up has somewhere to go, straight to your booking engine, all the way to that grand opening ribbon cutting.
So in those last few weeks, the dorm's job changes a bit. It's less about building and more about getting ready to run. They're juggling any big group bookings that have already come in. They're making sure everyone on the team understands the why behind the prices by creating a real revenue management culture. And they're getting the final piece of tech installed, the revenue management system software, that will help them make smart pricing decisions every single day after the hotel opens.
And that really brings us full circle. The whole point of this incredibly detailed, careful process, it all comes down to one thing. It's about setting up the hotel to be a financial success from the second those doors swing open. It's about making sure you are ready to make the most money possible from every single room right from day one.
So I want to leave you with this one thought. We've spent this time talking about how to build the revenue engine. It's complex, it's technical, but it's doable. But building the engine is only half the job. The real challenge for you as the next generation of hospitality leaders is this. How are you going to build the culture and the team to run that engine? Because that's where you'll find real, lasting success. Thank you for your time.